let's talk about the secrets of how I found out I have POTS. Alright everybody, did you know that there's a community out there who believes that they can be pregnant undetected through urine, blood, or ultrasound, and they think that this pregnancy undetected can go years and develop into a healthy baby? I don't judge this community because this is exactly what I used to believe. So even though in the year 2012 I had a tubal ligation surgery, in 2015, apart from all the symptoms I started to notice, I thought that I was divinely guided and being told that I was pregnant. As time went on, my symptoms got worse and worse. I was fatigued, exhausted, lethargic. I had to urinate all the time. I got nauseous. I got bloated, just to name a few symptoms. I did so many home pregnancy tests. I had blood work done and ultrasounds done. And no matter what anybody told me, I was convinced that I was pregnant. And the last doctor that I saw, he said,
"Yeah, it sounds like you could be pregnant, but you're not testing positive."
And he had no other answers or explanations to give me, so by default, I had to stick with the only thing that made sense to me. I was pregnant. So after a while, I did what every mom in the cryptic pregnancy community did, and that was buying a Doppler. I bought a Doppler, and I started to use it all the time. And I would experiment on different places in my abdomen. The women of this community believe that the baby grows back along your spine, so a lot of them would find the fetal heartbeat up underneath their ribs. So this is what I started to do, and oh my goodness, I was so shocked at what I was finding, and I became so excited that I had found proof that I was pregnant, that I was carrying an actual human being inside of me. Take a listen. So this journey of believing that I was pregnant lasted from about May 2015 until January of 2017, where my symptoms just went all over the place and I was so sure I was pregnant. Then I finally met a midwife who started to really listen to me and hear what I had to say, and she genuinely thought, yeah, maybe I really am pregnant. So she decided to pay me a in-home visit to come and give me an exam and helped me to realistically connect that no, I am not pregnant. But again, I was being left with no real answers of what I was going through. Fast forward through 2 more years where my symptoms were again just all over the place. My mental health was getting worse and worse, and I was just accepting I wasn't pregnant, and if I'm not pregnant, there really must be nothing else wrong with me, because that was the only thing I knew that could actually fit all of my symptoms. So this year in 2019, I developed really bad depression and anxiety, and I started to talk with my daughter, who has been through this whole journey with me. She's very empathetic, and she would experience the same symptoms as me, but we knew she couldn't be pregnant. So we start bouncing ideas off each other this year, and we start doing more research on what potentially could be going on. And finally, we found answers. At first, we just thought we were probably anemic and dealing with anxiety and depression. We just thought that explained it all. But the more I've researched, the more I'm understanding that depression and anxiety, those are just symptoms of a bigger and deeper issue. Those are not really illnesses in of themselves, they are symptoms. So one day I discovered an illness called Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia syndrome, and was learning more about this very common type of dysautonomia, and it sounded so much like anemia in ways that I went,
Could I have this?
So I continued to do more research on this topic and learned about the poor man's tilt test. If you would love to hear a video on that, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. I decided to do the poor man's tilt test, and I was shocked. I had gone 6 years at this point without answers that I was so shocked at how easy this was to figure out what was wrong with me. And it was so shocking to watch my heart climb every time I stood up and watch it decrease every time I sat down, which was very common of diagnosing POTS. So in a nutshell, that is my story of how I discovered that I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is why I have now started this channel. Knowing what I know, I really think a lot of these women who think they're cryptically pregnant for a long time, they could be experiencing what I'm experiencing. So I would ask you guys to please like this video and please share it. I would really like to spread this awareness to help other women who have gone through what I have gone through. Also, knowing what I know now, I am understanding that when I get really depressed, I will be okay, because it's a lot of the physical health as to why I'm depressed, and that is just a day by day trying to figure out how to manage. And it's not feeling like the end of the world anymore, because I now have reasons and answers to justify how I'm feeling. It's a very common thing. A lot of people go through this, and I'm not alone, and I can make it knowing that. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!